Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. This is VOS, Social Media Review, coming to you now from the US and Norway. And so, sorry we're starting so late. My apology to you all, because we are starting about an hour and a half behind time. So sorry about that. So for those of you who may have tried to listen in and did not catch us on the air, I apologize. We indeed come late for a variety of reasons. Also, I also was not present last week because I had a family emergency. And because of that, I may have one or two things I might just want to touch on that were discussed by Mr. Jamboria and Mr. Kagbo at the show last week, but I was absent, so I just wanted to inject or just insert one or two things that I think should be part of the discussion or the dimensions of the topic concerning the chief minister. Now, let me also say, remind people that today is Sunday, August 8th, 2024. So let me go straight away to we usual numbers them, who can try for direct people them, for just make sure say, if they want for call, the numbers that are available to them. So we say, usually we'll get a toll-free number from North America, we allow people over there, Mexico, Canada, and the United States, they can call in on the toll-free number for free, which is 866-944-7722. 866-944-7722. Also, if you are in the United Kingdom and you want for call at no expense to you, you can call +44 2080891455. 2080, it is +44 2080891455 if you're calling from the United Kingdom. If you are calling from Australia, likewise, if you don't want for call at your expense or at no financial expense to you, there is a number +61 2909 84. Let me repeat. +61 2909 84337. Again, +61, 2909 84337. Now we'll get a universal number where you can call, no matter where you are in the world, whether in the States, whether in Canada, whether in Mexico, whether in Australia, whether in England, Canada, you can just call the WhatsApp number, which is 1-343-991-5828, 1-343-997-5828. So, if you call our number, regardless of where you call from, any part of the world, if they know, if you get WhatsApp access, you will be able to reach we. You can also catch we or this broadcasting na VOS radio Freetown, which is 91.9 FM, 91.9 FM. You can reach we na Freetown, particularly na the eastern part of Freetown, mostly, but you will hear it, if you're lucky enough, you will hear it win at the entire Freetown. So we also recommend that for you get clear access to it, just download the VOS Television mobile app. VOS Television mobile app from either the Google Play Store or the Apple Play Store. If you want for catch we either on the radio or through the proper means of television, just download the VOS Television mobile app from the Google Play Store or the Apple Play Store. You also can catch we on YouTube. I'm talking about VOS network broadcasting platforms. We'll get different platforms there. So besides the numbers that I just mentioned to now, you can go on YouTube, now VOS Network, you go catch me. Then you can catch me on Facebook. And on Facebook, you will get Voice of Salon. You can go on Voice of Salon TV, Voice of Salon Radio, VOS hyphen or dash SL, VOS hyphen UK, VOS hyphen Australia. All them medium and they will not be able to catch me. Then with the former Twitter, which is called now X, you can look for VOS Television. You will catch me on X, on VOS Television. Then VOS TV website, vostelevision.com. If you go on vostelevision.com, you'll be able to access we too. And the VOS TV website, if you try for go on your computer, on the website, just type vostelevision.com. Then you get VOS Radio website, which is vosradio.com. Okay, like I said earlier, go to Google Play Store or Apple Play Store, you'll be able to find me on VOS Television. Then there's also another medium called Twitch, TWITCH TV. So if you go on Twitch TV, you will find we on VOS Television. So what they try for make people and get easy access to it. And these are the various platforms that you will find we, not only this broadcast, but VOS generally. The other shows the way VOS they present. So we thank you now, we welcome you now, and for taking the time for listening to what you might be talking about today. So we get some trending issues. Some of them are just contemporary issues. You know, last week, I was not on the show, but there was an issue of the chief minister going to Pujeon, where he supposedly my home, and then there was some attempt for free some inmates or prisoners there. So I think he take matters in his own hands and make some attempt for them to be freed. So they try for question the propriety of such a conduct, whether that's the proper way to go about it in the name of governance. Okay. Also, today at the county owner, or with the county owner, me and Mr. Jamboria, who has been so gracious and so kind to be co-hosting this show with me for the past several weeks. So we have Mr. Jamboria on board. So I will just let him give a brief introduction of himself. Then I will talk about the trending issues that we want to talk about. And last but not least, we're only going to spend 90 minutes on the show today because we're starting so late. We're not going to do a 2-hour show. So with that said, let me turn on briefly to Mr. Jamboria to give an introductory statement, and then we will talk some more. Yes, Mr. Jamboria, to you, sir.
Humble them on a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever on a day. We are back again today to deal with issues that are affecting our society. And we hope, say, we will come out clear and plain to una, and we go hear on our own side. And over back to you, sir, so that we will save time.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Jamboria. Well, like I mentioned, we get 2-3 issues, or one for deal with. I just want for pay the bank or on the just say something about what you would say on the show last week about the chief minister, not in the form of criticism, but just to try for do some extension of the discussion. Let people understand that when issues are raised, they are not being raised for the purpose of criticizing. That's not the intent nowadays. The intent is to say there are other ways things can be done, And that when we get government not means say everybody who they work for government get a right, as we see it in the practice back home quite a bit. A good example is like bulldozing of properties. Ordinarily, in a well-constituted society, houses should not be bulldozed without a court order. Any ministry, anybody, even the president, if at all the constitution gives them the power for get a piece of property bulldozed, we should, I think the more orderly way for doing now for try for get an order from the courts. So that way there will be a final determiner as to who gives the order. Not the way every director of some department just get the power for order that houses or properties be bulldozed or be taken away. The Minister of Lands will get the power for do that. The Minister of this. This is not how you run a government. And these are not things we even need for the telling these people. You see, because the whole idea about good governance, besides management of resources, is implementations, the smooth implementation of policies. And before you implement policies, the creation and the coordination of policies. This is how you determine good governance. Okay? But if everybody they give order, everybody they take matters into their hands for good or for bad, that is what we call chaos, confusion. It shouldn't be that way. So I'm going to back to the issue of the chief minister. My understanding as a lawyer, and we therefore really rely on some of the thought process of lawyers in the sense that, let's say the chief minister is well intentioned, is very sincere. It really mean for do good things. That's why he decide for do what he do. But look, as chief minister, you have to be very mindful of your action because you are a high-profile government official. As a high-profile government official, I can always try to let people understand, if you're a minister, you don't have the luxury of acting like ordinary person. You can't say, I get a right to do this, I get a right to do that. Some of those rights are their rights that need you to give up because of the position that you hold in society. A good example is, you're not chief minister or any minister, and you are married. You don't get a right for the pass around with girlfriend, of just go left your car in front of a girlfriend and I'll say, oh, well, I'm right. No. That they cannot write down the ordinary people and for exercise. You see? At the right down the ordinary people and for exercise. But people like you, we don't know for do that one day. Mr. Jamboria, momentarily, sir, make a switch if you can take over. It looks like there's somebody on the front door. I don't know who they are. Just 1 minute, if you don't mind. Is that something you can do?
Because as I say,
Yeah.
I have given my own part on this issue in the last program. And maybe whatever addition I get for make is that I think we get for understand we upper and lower limits as public officials. And I was expecting our chief minister to understand that because as a technologist, I sure say he study some aspect of calculus. In calculus, you go in and call upper and lower limits. And in human relationship also, you get upper and lower limits. You get the limits to which you exercise your power. You get the limits to which you know for allow your power for be misrepresented. So if they go free people from a prison, I think that is acting above his powers. Waiting lawyer then they call acting ultra viris, a Latin word. That's above him because he is not empowered to undertake such actions. He is an employee of the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, not a master of his own. And so taking such actions, they tell we implicitly say he was instructed by the President to do that. So over to you, Mr. Shyllon.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jamboria. Yes. So I will just try to let people and get an understanding. When you are put in a position of power and a high-profile position, you get for what you call a duty of care, how you conduct yourself, the things that we say, because all those things matter. You are not an ordinary person anymore. But as a matter of policy, if the chief minister had seen, because the problem with the trial for solving Apujahun district, it exists all over the country. Prisoners are not being humanely treated in Sierra Leone. It's a common practice. I mean, in fact, not too long ago, I think the current acting Chief Justice, Brown Mark, was even being given the responsibility of going place to place to place to look into matters concerning people who have been detained unjustly, the various holdouts them in prisons around the country. And see, I think this was being sponsored by the EU. And I think probably the Chief Justice received some stipend for that. So this is an ongoing process of which we demonstrate very little concern about the people that favor say, now then detention facilities there. Now, these are people who are being, you see, because I've always taken the position that we justice system is just extraordinarily cruel. Because the process of even keeping people in long detention before trial, for minor matters, where economically it don't make sense for the government, for the detained people, if they can do that one day, then go be able for try for avoid wasting money. They're not to do that. So these people, they're not to treat them well at all, So, but as chief minister, you symbolize, you forbid a fountain of justice of concern for everybody. You shouldn't be focused on just prisoners who are being held in your own locality. And unfortunately, they say a day, now you home that one day. As chief minister, you concern for every prisoner, regardless of anywhere they're in the country. As prisoner, as chief minister, you for be concerned about everything for be on a national basis. You not to member of parliament for Pujehun. You know to paramount chief, now one of the chiefdoms them, na Pujehun district. You are chief minister, you're not the chief minister for Pujehun district. You're not chief minister for the whole country. There you just pick one constituency, no more, and then no more you show interest or that the government, these are some of the things, the policy implementation, and chief minister and a PhD man. These are the guys who wait for them for know a whole lot beyond their own specialty. So also what they talk for say, you forget a policy because the chief minister, I don't think say that they within him job description for free prisoners them. Now only the judiciary forget that power there, and it will be done in an orderly, fully prescribed, constitutionally choreographed way. But so when I listen to the fact that the chief minister did that, and some people in the talk say, oh, now money. Well, you cannot allow minister or chief minister them because they get money or their own money for try to do public service like that. So I be just try for saying in a nutshell, because we don't want to give people the wrong impression that we're trying to criticize the minister. But with the type of things say, with all the job what the chief minister gets for do, Well, there are so many other things you can look over overseas and try to improve. Now, prisoners then are put on district. What about the prisoners that would sleep on top of themselves? Now, no air condition, just a mattress, that grown and sleep over themselves. Now, Pademba Road. Isn't the chief minister a minister for them people and they too? So sometimes I can wonder who's how we can come out with this smallness of mind, what we tend not to understand, watching our role. So, and this long detention of people before trial, we not say wrong. The European Union don't call attention to that. They don't put money into trying for us to free up some of them prisoners there. For example, why would you keep somebody in jail for minor drug offense? Be it marijuana or anything else, or accident cases. But the thing is, like I always say about the legal system, the lawyers who are there are not coming out trying to learn from advanced countries how some of these things are handled and how they should be handled in terms of we own within the context of the resources that we will get. Everybody, no, when in that country, we get what you call continuing legal education. I don't emphasize that over and over. I know say almost 100% of the lawyers in Australia, they don't conclude, say they don't learn all the book, they don't know all the law, they know. But information evolves, education evolves. If we agree for say, if we take the position that once you don't become a lawyer, you know everything, then we should be the most developed country in the world. America, England, Canada, Australia, all the other countries, they way deep and continue in legal education. Then they come up with new theories. Then they come up with, because then they come up with new ways for tackle social issues. Then would call them advanced country. But we will say by we own way of thinking, we know everything. We don't learn all the book. If we're not a lawyer, we don't need no more continuing legal education. We're fine. We know it all. Shouldn't we be the best in the world? But we all know, say, there's some degree of intellectual laziness on our part. And there's some degree of intellectual arrogance, on our part. We don't want for develop, we don't want for learn, we don't want for bring in, we don't want for come up with diversified ideas. We just want for stick with the old practices. So improvement will hardly come by because we're not interested in that. We want all we get for what we want for doing ego or that egotistic kind of mentality now we get. I am who I am. Who questions that? Would you see that even in the laws that we would make? Would you see that even in international laws that we would sign a their mining contract? Instead of bringing in people who specialize, not only in contract, but international mining laws. Okay? People who specialize in this kind of thing. I always say specialize. People have experience of having done that for years. We're not going to do that. We're going to say, oh, but we say we get a lawyer than I am. So we'll go get a lawyer, we're going to end up agreeing for the country for a mining company where they can sign that, where they can't for mine with minerals. Let them take 99% to take 1%. Okay? Because because we think too much of ourselves for say, we're not going to go higher the one that will get the experience, we're going to give you the best, we're not going to get the best and the brightest. And we get for admit certain things. We exposure, now with lack of exposure, our enemy. Because we think, say, we know so much, but we know very little in relation to the way the world is run. So as long as we keep putting square pegs in round holes, as long as we're not the try for expose, now them 6-month courses, we just send we lawyer them or with some of the people for go study, for go course, now America can get 1/2 certificate, go back home and say, I come to Georgetown, I go Harvard, I get certificate. Certificate doesn't prove anything. It just shows you get the intellect for acquire that certificate there. What so they can say the taste of the pudding lies in the eating. Come with that certificate there and show me what you don't learn. in practical terms. Try for implement them, come up with ideas, okay? And you know go learn anything in there just in a classroom. You get for learn anything in there practically. You get for kind of then country there, go to the courtroom, you get for understudy them, you know. So instead of locking people them up, in most advanced countries then, you get what you call probation, you get what you call community service, as we will talk about later, or you get, but you're not going to do anything in there without supervision. So you need you need other components to them. If you want to go into the probationary system, the community service system, how do you run such a system? But you will get the average minister when on another modern chair, instead of they try to get the right people and over put them together, then we'll just say, you know, okay, we'll get we'll get a group, we'll get a committee, we'll get a board of trustees. Board of trustees of people who know nothing about you, want them to be board of trustees over. So these were our worst enemies. So we're not seeing improvements. But I think the chief minister was just wrong. And let the president also realize that you ministers are you agents. Anything what they do, they do it in your name because you ministers them are you employees them. You know, you ministers them, technically speaking, are not considered civil servants. But so they are your employees, they are accountable to you. So anything what they do is imputed on you. In other words, you are held responsible under the legal theory of respondeat superior. You know, the servant is acting as an agent of a master. So like where chief minister go begin make all the moves here, by implication, now for President Bio it do am. And then you go ask President Bio, well, whatever happened to you, Chief Justice or you Attorney General? Not to the job that for looking to them matters. The European Union do point to attention to that time and time again about unjust detention of poor people. Basically, that's how I go put up. So, but but we're not looking for say order. Now for we, because even the government believes say everyone else must comply with process except the government. The government again, no, the government doesn't have to comply with the law at all. Laws are for just ordinary people. If you're not government officials, it's not meant for you. Well, with that attitude, we will continue for just keep breaking down the levels and the standards of the institution. And it will come a time where it will be nothing but total lawlessness. So the chief minister may have been well-intentioned, but the way he went about it, that's not his job. That is an ultra-virus conduct. That's the kind of thing he should have been discussing with the Chief Justice and the Minister of, the so-called Minister of Defense, I guess. So those are some of the things I just want to touch on very briefly because we get limited time today. And 90 minutes no more we get. So I'm not going to be as detailed as possible. With that said, like I said, the issue was discussed last week on this show. I wasn't here. I just wanted to throw me on Lily 2-3 idea and the whole thing. Now let's move on to let's move on to which I classify as vigilante justice. Vigilante justice to me, the way people take matters into their hand, and with the system a common practice in Australia. When I catch somebody with and say a thief man. In fact, during the war, there was a lot of extraterritorial killing to that extent today. What did happen? When they put motokata around people's neck, set fire on the tire, which I think is so cruel, for kill somebody who didn't believe say don't commit a crime. Okay? With the one that say, oh, people are way they look at other person, you chap your hand. The people who do that is so cruel. But so are people who look a whole human being, you put a fire tire param for kill them, watch and die slowly. So we really, but the government need for stop them in the day. Now it's not like you deter for show lack of appreciation for apprehending or catching thief man. But you can't allow everybody who catch thief man for punishing the way he wants. We forget a fairer, a separate way. Particularly where we know say everybody that commits crime, but the motivation for the commission of the crime might be different. Sometimes some man go thief you cookery because you're hungry. It's not as bad a thief, man, like the one where they go broke you also you to sleep. They can maybe say any burglar is a potential killer. So burglars them will be treated completely differently. But even that, we should have mercy if we catch them, how we do them. So they asked me, the control room, for just play with 1 or 2 videos we will get, for let we see, and 2 divergent or 2 different way of we on vigilante justice. One which accomplished, to me, they accomplish a whole lot. The other one, when I just punish you to punish somebody. So I ask the control room for please play that video there, and then we hear the comments them. Hello, control room, please play the video for we. The videos, then the 2 videos, 2 or 3 videos them. Okay, there's a disclaimer. Before we play the video, we have a disclaimer that we want the audience them for read. But as then the reader, Mr. will read that this video contains scenes of violence and disturbing content that some viewers may find distressing. Viewer discretion is advised. The material presented is intended for mature audiences and is not suitable for children or sensitive individuals. Please watch with caution. And if you feel uncomfortable at any point, we recommend pausing or discontinuing the video. Thank you.
So now the palm tree now you don't propose so now because in mama no men and fine way na the palm tree. So now the man this hold on cage. Where you come for can thief, you don't thief don't think then day. The pot then now the kanda now all thing now he take the pot then now outside the kanda then day. He take the pot, he go broker, he broker all, he put the pot there inside the bag. Now we don't get ready and dead. So we then at this place here by Maltates, now 1 village, now 1 poultry, now you can do that thing than they all. And the poultry this where they see so. So now the pot this way the man they carry it, he take the pot, he broke and for do inside the bag. So that the man this. What's your name? What's your name?
Abdullah Kamara.
Abdullah Kamara. From which side?
We know 55 a day.
55 Waterloo?
Yes, sir.
What you can do now? We can thief this year.
I don't do bad.
Where been the do? I don't know for saying about it been the do.
Bad I don't do.
Now who's partner 55 Waterloo?
All road.
All road?
Yes, sir.
What you can do then side there? Pom by mile 38 now. What you can do here now this village here? So you know where see do clean up? Can't take no more.
The kind patch.
What is the kind patch?
Sports there. Well rubber there.
Point rubber, make point rubber. But where see I know the left and back in the gutter. Well, what you make now? Where go this? Look up. This cow kanda all. It thief all. This cow kanda all. He take all with the pot. All he broke the pot. For go but another side. Now God don't come up here today. Until him mama not be many fine when at the palm tree. So now make we don't tell him mama say palm tree. This is picky. I don't men and fine. Popo this palm tree you because now he born he picking. When no able control and fine one. Now today God don't come up here now. Now we don't tell him for say popo is picking. He don't born bad picking. So now make we don't tell the palm tree. So now the palm tree don't popo. Now the popo is popo and so now. So let they take until further notice. So because this thief here, when people in the Pamfenam, they take them. Go come up, pom 55 Waterloo road. You can add inside there. I don't call this village. Lola Sumbuya. That they cancel for can thief. How many miles away from Waterloo Road to Ya. How many miles away? Close to mile 38. Now, we don't get and red-handed. He don't under custody right now. Because his mama, we tell him mama for say, when at the palm tree, he picking don't go thief. Now, count and come popo he picking. Now, we don't make sure say, his mama don't popo when at the palm tree. When at the palm tree, look at the pot there, way bro can. When I count the balance pot there. And I don't see him. So now, we don't tell him mama when at the palm tree, we don't tell another popo. Now, they can't thief, you go and pass, forget and thief. So, let us see how we serve. We tell him mama, where his mama, he not able to talk nothing. And Tina him born in Peking. Why Tina him born in Peking? So, let Popo in Peking. Because this in Peking, he don't men and well. So, now God don't come up here and today, we don't catch right handed. So, let us know for say, he is born in Peking, he left farm. He is born in Peking, he left farm. He do go and pass. Big man like this, you know able to put her under control. So the palm tree we don't count the Peking. So now Papa and say even 10, yeah? So now do all that.
This message they go to all Sierra Leoneans, them both home and abroad, especially with the home base them. Anybody catch thief man, need not the for life make mob justice panel. For say they beat him, say they make it die, no. Just get no more community service. We this more.
Oh, okay. I think I was just going to run a little comment before we do this other aspect, just for sure the difference between the mentality and the idea. This one, we call them vigilante. Vigilante not just like mobster, some street kind of justice. Okay, so this guy, you see how they tie him, now the tick. You know, now, I know they condemn the people who do that. Please, don't get me wrong. They, to the best of their knowledge, this is how they think safe for treat people for prevent a repeat of people in committing crime. Can I wait and see that kind of open justice day? Now that they go make somebody go afraid, no for do that again. So I understand the idea. But the danger about that, in fact, and the mild one with the CISO, we don't see situation within the beach, somebody when a thief man, till then kill him. So considering what happened with some other thieves then, I think say this is in fact a lot better treatment of the person. But what you would suggest is that, again, under good governance, we forget governments where they try for make sure say people do not take matters into their hand. We'll get the Attorney General, we'll get the Chief Justice, we'll get them people in there. Then job not for us to go around in the country say, oh, me a lawyer, me a this, me a that. Now for implement policies that are progressive, policies that are modern, policies that are civilized. You know, now that make them get them positioned there, not to just ride up and down a car and act like Kakatua, as we they see people. So people have to be discouraged from. It's okay for catch chief man, but I think we get for take that power there away from people for just be the one that for just met out punishment. Let that power there in the hands of a coordinated legal system. Now, I agree for say even the judges themselves then get too heavy-handed because we don't see a lot of that in other ways. Because recently I talked about a magistrate Santigi Magua, we refused for grant bail to 4 Frabe College students who were accused of having stolen or were incident thief $850,000 from somebody from their home. But this magistrate refused for granting people bail. They make them in a jail. And supposedly these are students. So they will miss class, arranging and so I call that heavy-handedness. Because sometimes for you for deny somebody bail, you get for determine if the person get prior record, you get for determine the person in family situation, you get for think of the adverse effect way, detaining the person, go get on in family, in education, or in job. You see, you just need to grab it because you're a magistrate. So therefore, you just go ahead and just say another grant on a bail. When the Constitution clearly say you for grant people in bail and reasonable bail, not only bail. So now we not say so. Magistrates, judges themselves, they do this heavy-handed business, but but the people who overtake the lead, now they want to deal with the profession. Now they for begin for see them as wrong. The civil society people then, and then for they bring them to the attention of government, of the opposition, and then for the tell the police them, because by now we forget community policing. Community policing involve where the police the kind of the community, when I call a general meeting, when I talk about general policies, hey, if when I catch thief man, oh yes, when I detain them, when I not beat them, when I not punish them, because let we check that. By now, if we don't get the system where the community for be able to call a specific number, where the police for respond instantly and be there within a short period of time. These are all structural a way of running a country. This didn't you not take? You don't get to go get a degree in Harvard or Georgetown for doing that. Now, common sense, what we call commonsensical things. Them, if we care about the people who the govern, but we will not care about the people who the govern. We just left them to the mercy of the public. When I deal with them, if we not kill them, we the government will do the rest. So we need for avoid incident. So like me, I haven't been in the profession for a long time in a country like the United States. It bothers me. And, bear in mind, I don't care if that person, they within a time that 3 day, if Naminde man, Tim man, Limba man, Lokoman. Now the humanity aspect of the look. He's a human being, regardless. So we therefore begin putting away, picking a heart as the young. Then after they grow up, begin see where it punish people mercilessly. I also believe, I'm one of those who believe children should not be whipped in school. It defies common sense. Why will I want to be happy to go to school if I go then get ultimate child where I miss something and go beat me? What's the pleasure in going to school? There's no such pleasure. So I don't know what's our problem, but we're not apply common sense anymore. Punishment in schools, that mentality there of corporal punishment, even need for be getting rid of. Because we don't get the same ability for learn. We're not learn at the same pace. Some people, you teach them something one time, then grab them, then they get them. Some people get what you call photographic memory. You teach them something one time. Think of the people that would recite, we memorize the entire Holy Quran, and get tremendous brain power. Okay, Maladine, when they go to school, it can memorize a whole chapter of a science textbook. Well, we're able. Okay, then if you get something right, get something right. So we need to be creative in the way we do things. Let me also try for let the listeners know say the lines are open. Please feel free to call at any time to make any contribution because these are just trending things. So if Mr. Jamboria not get anything for say about this particular video we just play, I want them to show the other one. And then I will contrast them for let we see what a difference it makes.
I think I get a lot for say, but I'm going to take another view.
All right, go ahead,
A view
sir.
that may be completely different from your view.
You're welcome. They say reasonable men can differ.
You have the capitalistic hegemonistic view. I have a social democratic view living in a country where the prisons may be better than most hotels in Sierra Leone, Norway. The prisons have compartments where the prisoners have their own sitting room, they have their kitchen and everything. This happens because punishment is for rehabilitation, not for traumatization. If we dey look at the issues here in our society, let me ask the basic question. Why is it happening in society? And why has it not been stopped by the law for X number of years that the same law has been applied? The law has always been to punish criminals. But has it succeeded? If you ask me, I'll tell you no. It's worsening. It's worsening, especially so now that society is becoming more stressed and traumatized. So if we look at the issues, they allow enough for the look government, this, thief man, this. If we have thieves in Sierra Leone, first and foremost, we may need to ask who is creating the thieves. Nobody is born a criminal, except if we want to say God is partial, that he will create criminals and create good guys. And thinking that way tells us how limited we are. God did not create criminals. God did not create good guys. Every human being was made on the same level. The environment, the society, and it creates criminals. When a society is irresponsible, you have more criminals. When a society is responsible, you have less criminals. What I mean by responsible, the society therefore be structured for ensure say the citizens they all get something for do. We go allow them for live within the basic levels of decency. But when a society does not care, they only care about who that get title, who that get money, then whoever suffers along the line in business, then expect plenty of criminals. The use of force on criminals, what they talk about now. Who has the power to use force on a criminal? And why is it that society tend to be overtly abusive on criminals? Is that not part of our cultural makeup? If it is, how do we change it? What is the role of government in changing it? What is the role of civil society in changing it? What is the role of people who want to preach awareness for a better society in changing it? Is it only when somebody of relevance suffers that we therefore raise them as an issue? You see, we get a lot of questions for ask, and if we ask them questions here, I think it will guide we as to waiting for do. Yes, that one we come with our community service is a very commendable move. But is that
What?
going to stop criminality? You are muted if you are talking to us, Mr. Shyllon.
No, I'm not. I think I'm on. But I was just going to say I'm
Okay.
not sure if the community service one was played into completion. Okay, I was trying to make a distinction between
It was
both.
not played into completion, but I think the point was made that we can use community service. But
Yes.
is community service going to change the social psychology? That's the question we need to ask. If the person who is committing the crime does not have a means of livelihood, he steals today, you give him community service, he goes and suffers a week, he comes back to steal. So are you going to be repeating the community service over and over again? Will that change criminality? I think the point
I,
that they make now is every human being gets a right to a basic decent life. But when society is not properly structured, people find shortcut means to make that basic decent life. And especially so when society is aware that there are certain people at certain level criminalizing society, but nothing is done against them. So we need to look at from that broader perspective. Who creates the criminals in society? Why is it that the law has not been able to control criminality? When we examine these questions, we will find out that there is a lot beyond the actions we talk about. And the level of impunity of society in punishing criminals, they show we how traumatized we are. Sierra Leone is a highly traumatized society. We need more than use of force for change. So if we want to make a better Sierra Leone, we have to begin look at what kind of interventions we are going to make. What kind of psychiatric interventions? What kind of sociological interventions? What kind of economic interventions that will make people move gradually? It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. But that will allow people to gradually move in from that syndrome of dog eat dog to one of let us live together in trust. Because now two different situations we deal with. A society where there is dog eat dog syndrome, so everybody does as they like. When you are caught, you suffer the brunt. Then they beat you till they rip you off. I see another video, then they say, unfortunately, I'm not able to play some. Where they catch somebody, I don't know if they fall a thief, they make it, they eat the fall alive. Can you imagine that, Mr. Shyllon? They tell you the level of trauma our society don't reach. So if we are talking about this, it's not about blaming the actors. It's about examining what is wrong with our society and trying to find answers. Sierra Leone has sunk below sea level. All what you know, they see so na Sierra Leone, na illusion. Sierra Leone has sunk. Because what it makes society, that the human factor. And if the human factor cannot think properly and act properly, that society is finished. And that's exactly what is going on in Sierra Leone. A dog eats dog society. You were able to survive for the day, survive. You were the ball come out under your foot, well, you for them, boom, you broke your waist bone. So even politics has become what it is today. A life and death issue. Because it's about dog eat dog. And once you get that dog eat dog syndrome, climb the bokude. When you get to society, you see people and they believe on trust, where there is social structures for make you get social safety. Then if somebody go to the extreme for the commit then crime, then you go look and say you get a psychiatric problem. You get a psychiatrist for treat them. Because there are people who by nature can be thieves. Like I think the queen mother, then say being get this sickness, I don't know how then they call them. Where you go any pass, he take something. So you been get somebody where they work out with them, where take thing and take an eye and put them back. Yeah, that's a psychiatric situation. But are we saying every Sierra Leonean is suffering from that? Or is it the kind of society we have created that is responsible for that? So the ball is in your court, Mr. Shyllon. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Let me take a call, then we will proceed. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where's you call from? And thanks for holding.
Yeah. Yes. Good afternoon, Mr. Sheldon and Mr. Jallo. Thank you for this topic. The talk show.
Okay.
Let me just give you a quick view of this. I believe what many people can do, of course, they do based on deterrence. The whole reason of a law and punishment is based on deterrence, right? And
Yeah.
and deterrence, the whole thing about deterrence is accountability, right? If you do this, we'll go hold you accountable, right? And we see in our own land, we see there is no accountability from the top. There's no accountability anywhere. The kind of justice that we have is selective. If you're poor, which kind of justice you get? If you have favor and power, you have different kind of justice. So the accountability, none of our problem that we land. There's no accountability anywhere. Now, take this to international level. Say countries that have strict penalties and accountability for things that what you do, they hold you accountable no matter who you are. You see them different. Thailand, Saudi Arabia, different places around the world, right? Where they have a strict accountability, doesn't matter who you are, they will hold you accountable. But we don't get that there. We get this selective weird justice, different kind of justice. And to even add to that, I think a better way for we to do now we learn, now for localize everything. If you localize everything, people at the local level will be able to hold people accountable. Right? If like your next door neighbor, now your police, when a street police, when I go arrest you if you do something wrong, if your next door neighbor, now the judge, your local chief, then there's accountability. But we don't make everything is on the federal aspect of it. The federal government is too big. Does everything. Localities don't have so much power to do their own thing. And this is all part of the changes. I truly believe accountability is the key. I will go even further. I am one of those people that believe in any public corruption because corruption kills more people. Corruption in the high level kills more people. The irony of it. Would hold somebody where it go chief for accountable, but we need to hold the politicians and up where they are much more corrupt because of their corruption. They kill more people in the country. Now that is the cause for that guy to go chief the fall in the first place because he's not going for it. He's not getting nothing for do. I never say that in an excuse, but it's part of it, right? Right? So me believe public corruption. I know it's very controversial for me to say this. I believe in death penalty on public corruption. Any political office that someone has in Sierra Leone, a political office that use their office to benefit themselves, I believe in the death penalty for that. That is I want that. But I thank you both.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Let me just touch on that before I want to play the video back on the community service thing. But let we understand, because we're not trying to equate or compare what you will see. So this gentleman being held and tied to a tree to that of corruption. Corruption is an entirely different kind of crime. Because corruption is not necessarily out of necessity. Corruption is a practice of greed to want to get rich quickly. So when we talk about the ordinary Joe Blow. The crime over the scene are not a corruption nowadays. This man will get tied on the tree. Not corrupt. Corruption, I wouldn't give you they entrust some responsibility that you hand, you betray the trust. But so I think we have to be very careful when we talk about, we're not broad in this thing. May they talk about how the ordinary man is being treated. The ordinary man will not get any backing we don't get any means. So the reason why there is a legal system with the witch man show we, and even in the old days before the witch man come, they not to punish you until you know which are the reason make you do what you do. Now, because not all chief men are motivated by the same reason. Some chief man they a thief because of jealousy, because of envy. You get past him, so it go thief from you. Even if you don't need that, then it go sell them. Some chief man they do them here out of necessity. You know, get unto much. You know, get able to take care of himself. And God help him if he get wealth and picking. Or if that chief man is something even bigger man, they go out, get good date, get much money. And don't forget, say there are some basic needs for we all, whether you're a rich man, poor man, we all get the same needs in life. They need to eat. They need for sleep. Most times with a pillow under your head and you being under a roof. And we also get a right to health. Then certain functions that we all have, whether you rich or poor. If you rich or you poor, you get for wash. You need water. You need, if you poor or rich, you get for use the bathroom. And no matter what you be, if you poor or rich, you will sick. So we don't know what in that person in circumstance. Or above all, sometimes it can be just psychological, mental problem. But the purpose of all this, now make you get tribunal, now make you get courts, that's why the judges should be trained. Because I'm not one of those who think like in Sierra Leone today, the judges are as balanced as they should in terms of passing judgments. Because they need to get in this power, they need to get in the training for understand people and environment. And also in countries like Denmark, like Norway, like here, like Canada, like Australia, like England, then get what you can call policies such as they are not going to punish you for a first offense. In most cases, like somebody would do repeatedly, okay? Because everybody is entitled to one or two mistakes. We don't know what in your circumstance. Okay, so now that kind of machine, we just talk in terms of we'll forget a way where people are not for those all a criminal and begin for beat him and begin for punishing or get it right for punishing, get it right for because when you turn that ticket is so that's torture. He could die from it if he can keep a hand out for more hours, he will faint, and if he's still late to the tree, he will die because the way the entire time you don't even know whose side then is stopping blood circulation. But like I said, the people that would do that, they mean well. And they try to protect society from somebody like that. But that time will get government. Government aim for look out for we all, for everybody. So these are the things they want me to try to talk about. Now, what did Mr. Jamboria say? Of course, all of these things are true. And who said Mr. Jamboria, if I don't get a more efficient way of handling criminals, than even America, because America, they get half and half. They don't believe so much in rehabilitating criminals as they are in punish them, unlike some of these European and Scandinavian countries. They really believe in rehabilitating criminals. Some countries in the prison don't even get walls. Prison are like an open farm, because when they don't rehabilitate the prisoners, the people that will commit crime as much as murder, and then a prison will not get walls. So the idea is different. America then believe in this vengeful way, for punish you, destroy you. Then the American way, I've been in the system long enough for know, it's a system that creates criminals. Because when you go in and take away all your incentive, then punish you, then they refuse to erase your conviction. So when you go out there, when you come out, they expect you to be a good citizen, but the conviction, they follow you. So when you go look for a job, they have to do background check. Then the background check say, okay, this man be not beating boss, or he be not fetching a work. So nobody will hire you because then figures say you could cause confusion at the job. Well, some of the European countries, they then get better way of treating things. So we get a choice. We're exposed to all engineer. We can't just accept the level that, oh, we're African, so we will be barbaric towards each other. We will be uncivilized towards each other. Then we want, at the same time, brag. We'll go Harvard and get degree. We'll go Yale and get degree. That's nonsense. If you're going to have a degree, you get to behave like people like Naya. You get to be sophisticated in your thinking. You can't, on the one hand, get a Yale degree, then you want to behave like somebody na Fakai. No way. You see, these are some of the things we get to make clear. Now, so we get to learn how to be, in fact, humane. If we begin to treat ourselves humanely, maybe you will hold power with the chief country money, go be mindful of how would they put the people there in the position where they find themselves. So these are some of the things. So I don't want to let we equate corruption. Corruption is a totally different kind of crime. Now this country they will call that a white collar crime, and a totally different category of crime. You look at it from different way, in different. But people are motivated. Somebody call and talk about Saudi Arabia. Well, I'm not so impressed with the Saudi Arabia system of justice because they say too, you get class. Now the poor man, now in then go pan for cutting hand for say be chief. So, but that's a different issue. But me as the talk, we see this issue, we see this man being tied to a tree. There was another one where they tied the person the other way around. I mean, you did talk about extreme torture. I just couldn't find the video. Okay, those are the kind of thing we begin for civilized way of thinking, So that incident they made it time to talk about. I know they talk about anything else. But that said, I think we'll get a caller. Let me take that caller. Hello, caller. What your name? Where side you call from? Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, yeah, Mr. Shyllon and Mr. Jallo Jamboria.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Abdul call. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I just want to chime in this topic we want to discuss about this cruelty in dispensing justice.
Well, in dispensing injustices look like to me, but go ahead, I know what you mean.
So them not dispense justice. Well, one of things I remember some years ago, I don't know if there's been a one, because as they blame government, the central government, and they blame local government. Because when I'm used for the Guna village, the people in our village, you see for 30 steps like that, and somebody go put somebody in cassava and farm, it take total and go, how then they dispense that justice deep and that person, either they go make the person they work and naked at the village, up you go up down, they work out with the person, then they think they end the person in the pit, find them or whatever. I don't see in our village.
Yeah, and the shaman.
Yes, the name and for shaman. Some and even if they catch you in adultery, then the adultery then they do in our village. That's again the same thing. They go either they go naked you, then they parade you, then at the village they sing for you, just for name and shame you. Then sometimes again the chief, them also, I don't know whether it is ignorantly the way they self me they try for dispense justice, whether an extremity or extort the people, because the person already don't deprive. If not small thing go thief, I don't know somebody in Bangati in Palm 1 in Palm 3 you go cut Bangadi, then you sort that one easy, sort that for himself your family. They know they look that you mainly they know they dispense that justice that you mainly say, okay, this person a banga is because for a family on a cassava go root for a family. Then they impose ash sentence on the person. Because sentence I get a small reason they. So instead of they try for rehabilitate the person, then they add in the person when you come back, they go add in criminal that is society that is surrounded. So but when government they revise this criminal justice system, this is something criminal justice act. I don't know if they're taking into cognizance some of them in localities and the rural areas. Where they will sensitize them, tell them some of the way because the paramount chiefs get the right for arbitrate cases. So if the paramount chiefs get right for arbitrate cases, let them they impose no punishment and judgment. So therefore, I believe say the local government, the Ministry of Local Government and the central government, therefore try for legislate laws them more than laws them we go be fit people in both the rural area and the one within the Criminal Justice Act where they just pass them try for sensitize people in the country, let people know which are the rights and responsibility. Because if somebody goes that this do me or do you, this jungle justice where then they do so, if somebody go in the process then somebody die. Because it don't be sometimes it don't be some many times. Somebody to die. How are they going to justice? So the government gets a lot for do because Mr. The American justice system, go one there with copy with her because then I receive this the threat when the person go, it become adding, it come back, it go in. So government for make sure say they legislate again, bill for the local government where we go with all two and the central government that then go make let the paramount system and the local the village or town chiefs let them aware say these are the laws where government some pass for we cover we na the local authority where now so we they dispense justice. Somebody do this, these are the punishments. We are not get right for take the law into Nayo and for dispense that injustice they as me go say. So if the government do that, I believe they will be able for society will be able for run well. Let we know that do me or do you politics, that's a politics. Do me or do you justice when somebody go in, let's pay for some so as yell as if so. Now for go whack the person, kill him and damage them. Now that people they do. Let we not continue for do them thing. And also we go continue for the bring adding criminals in a society where it will become worse past how it on day. I stop so far. I will call back. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hello, caller. What's your name? Who's trying to call from? Hello, caller. Hello.
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 Hello, Mr. Shyllon, Mr. Jamboria. Yeah, hello?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, Alpha Cecilia call from Anchorage, Alaska.
Mr. Sisi, welcome. Thank you for calling.
No problem with that. Thank you. Yeah, you know, these people then wake and left for thief in a salon, you know, then they in America, yeah, but in fact that the status are there now. When somebody go in a store, go thief, then they let them left them, you know, they go to jail, they, do you not, they just left you, you know. I think the companies they are like Walmart, they get insurance where they cover all anything and this. So even they stiff man them, the government protect them. And they also have a disease. I think you and Mr. Jamboria will know this. They call, I think, kleptomaniac, something like that. Somebody will be say, elect get $10,000 in pockets. If they go in a store, you go thief $1 something. And also, there was a time where I think we remember this too. I think that been the Secretary General to George Bush. He they work in the White House. He go in a store outside and he sell them expensive clothes them. He go thief something there. This now person we get money away to work in the White House. One time, I don't know if you remember, Mr. Shyllon. You know, so most of them people are back too. They get that sickness there. When a mental health condition where we say, for some reason, even if they get food for it, they get urge or just go and thief something. So I think the government as alone need to do more for protect them people here, because most of them, to me, they get mental issue. Then be entire a famous artist in Salon, I know they mention my name. I watch Facebook now, I see him, and the way I think condition is like somebody where they under stress and stuffiness. So now I send one me party because I get a 2-bedroom and now Rokel where they don't fence everything, they don't finish the house, but nobody no be needed. So now I say let them look for this guy, let them go put on day. So somebody go find them and they able get them. So I send he say you not get cell phone on your own. That's okay. I send $200. Let buy cell phone so he go get WhatsApp and all that stuff. So he moved now the host, now me place. Right? So now the mission was these dry scenes the way they come. If we don't send money they at least let them pave the place, let at least get canal, go to show games and open small bar, they let himself go to survive. So now this guy there now that place they then be at 2 months ago. He go arrange with somebody in the area. The person say na in land. So who say me pull that land there? I don't get this land there for almost 15 years. Nobody no one they claim say now then get that place. But all of a sudden I don't count this guy in my place. Somebody don't come claim say na in land. Me for tell him who say me buy the land. So what you then do? The guy now I put the artist now I put in the place there, and the guy who say I ain't get the land, then go na Waterloo, one court there na Waterloo where then go. The Waterloo courthouse. I know say the judge not aware about this. Somebody way na member of the clerk na the place they write a letter for invite in the guy who left na the apartment, which the guy who say I ain't get the land, for let them appear in a court. So now they send me the letter here. But even the way I read the letter, I know say this criminal activities they go on. So now I tell the guy, I say, okay, well, you know what? I send for you small thing. You left that place there because from when we get that place there, nobody no count, no claim saying that they get the land. You go. Now he say no. He know they left the place, pass he appear in a court. Now I say okay. So the court they can now. When the court they that means they send people there for undercover, let them go to that courthouse, let them go to snap, let them watch. If the man will claim saying I ain't get this land, when I'm in place, and then in the guy who left as a caretaker, let them see, but if they go show up at the court. Mr. Cyril, the people that were sent and go to not, like a CID people them, then guy never show up in a court. So now me, I think the Sierra Leone, most of them people are where they do, then pay the check here. I don't think that not the stronger way the country stronger. Because Salon, if you able go drag, I don't care if it's 50 or 60,000 euros, you able get up for the day. So now my own contribution this today, when I thank you.
Okay. So what you just talk so, it cover a lot of areas where users have no contemplate. This is the reason why we need a solid, although now as things are impossible, judicial system. Because under normal circumstance, clerk not for be able for falsify a letter summoning people to court. Under normal circumstance, if the person with the claim say he get a land, there should be and there is and there are judicial processes whereby the owner of that land they weigh on face value and the property na you should be served with the allegation, whether you call them a complaint, allegation, or whatever, then for determine your location or determine if you get an agent in Sierra Leone, serve the agent for bringing an action against you for wrongfully possessing somebody in land. There should be process and procedure. We should never allow a system whereby somebody could just grab, say, and get land, another person say, oh, not till you get her. The next thing you know, the fight is between two people. We not get legal claim to the land. Then the third party will get legal claim to the land, has not been served any piece of paper for kind of court. You see the chaotic situation? This is the reason why we want the system to be balanced. Okay, let me push that point the way you make. Imagine that place there, that house the way you build. You know, something happened to you. God forbid, you die. Or you get paralyzed. You lost your speech. But you get picking, a boy, or a son, or a girl, or picking them. If we not strengthen the judicial system, how to protect that property there for you picking them. Now, so that person there with the claim say, now you get out, or this conniving, or the conspiracy, I said, I will take your property, you hard and labor from you picking them. So it is with best interest we all for protect and fight hard for the system for be efficient. What would they undermine the efficiency of the system? Would it do a great disservice to we serve and to we picking them and we grand picking them because nothing other way you go left for them where they go able to protect. Where you don't undermine the law because it becomes a law of the jungle. The powerful now ain't go survive. So you go walk from Alaska there, you build a mansion. Somebody will like that you host it. All they get for doing for go conspire with somebody for take your property. So this is the reason why some people like we they insist. When them fellows there where they claim for them a government, go to government. Running a government is a serious business. Although they're not taken so, then take it as a place for go make money. But the reality is now for go make policy and protect property and lives. Because what you just described so is happening a lot across the board. That's Sierra Leone. People in there to go by sheer power, take them property, and say, get out of here. Go get the police, can't run you the real owner out. I get a story from somebody in Freetown. It passed one day, he sees some people in there in land, he go there, go begin question them, then drag them, they run out, and go get police for running out. So he go report the police. He said, and tell and say, just sit there and we'll get to you. He sit down there for 10 hours, they wait, they never got to him. And eventually when he say, well, hey, I don't dare ask since this place bright, next door canal, and I still sit down there, nobody really talk to me, I can't complain on me. Property, where I see some people in mess with. He says, so I go. I left my case to God. And say, you know, they go no side. Now, anyway, go file complaint with police. I mean, this is just heart-rending. Now, then try for detain them. Because whoever don't go thief that land, they don't go and bribe the police for detain. We cannot allow a society for run that way. It's just not good. I mean, it go hurt even you, your loved one, because we not get a guarantee say we will live forever. So think for one moment, say, when I don't help for broke the law where they protect people them. How do I know me picking me grand picking them, the law not will work against them? So my thing is we'll get and we'll not get for the gentry. So me, the idea is that what we talk about. You know, like when Mr. Abdul will call just now. Now basically the things they want for care for the voiceless. We'll minister them. All them big talk guys here with PhDs, then for begin think about the ordinary guy, where they Panemba Road, where they then lock up them. You lock up a man because you're not putting light on 8 o'clock in the night where they drive him to forget. Even in this country, how many times have we seen 10 o'clock in the night somebody not putting light on? You know, even no saying light not there. Okay, imagine if the police, police could stop you for alert you for say something wrong with your tail light, you don't have it on. And sometimes it can be because you can't show light inside, but you know the show outside. That's it. The police could just tell you, say, no, I stopped you for. But Sierra Leone now, it's against the law. They can charge you, they can detain you, they can lock you up. Before you go to trial for something that's flimsy and silly. Okay? So the only thing we need to get rid of now the books. First of all, we cannot afford to lock up so many people that we would lock up. You know? The government stand more chance for make money by just and use get less expenses. So, but how do you know about how to improve the system? If all one are the lawyer and the chief justice and the attorney general, if all one are the land, now among gonna self, we're not gonna civilize country, advanced country for no which indeed. How we going to improve the system? And we're reluctant for land. We're not one for land. All them guys here, all them big name lawyers, they own again a salon day, then they come America, England. They know they can't have for land the system. The way they come, the most then they try for doing for get more paper for go put in a wall. They know nothing but develop, but advance the practical aspect of advanced system. So they're not capable. Just, otherwise this is nothing where any chief justice, if for be your goal, any attorney general, that for be your goal, for improve the judiciary, the justice system of the country. But do they talk about that? No. The justice system, it no matter. Because first of all, they don't even have any clue how to improve them. But when a book sense they get, now certificate that the world they get, they not participate or get any practical knowledge of how to improve a system. You see? So if we keep that going, that the blind leading the blind. If we send with judges them abroad, who can't study, let them go get certificates. But let them come, that's what classroom business they need. They need to go around, see things, learn things, and so that way you will get an idea waiting for, like people like we, 1,000 things. Because of the improvement we would see now, we can make just a minor improvement from what situation back home now. And so somebody talk about the judicial system, like upline, upcountry, village, how they punish people. All them powers and then for taking away from people, then for centralize them with the judicial system, even if in the community, make humane, put human element into it, not to just power, not to for just punish people. Okay, not for just shame people. Men and no say they don't do wrong. Because when they talk about, say, now the community, you get some situations where you don't see how then they treat people naked, how then they do this. Well, this is what progress is all about. We need to shy away from them practices than they. So we compare to the old time and say, wow, look how far we don't come. But we bookman them and we minister them, and then when they will say they need a power. Not to them concern one day. Then concern not about the ordinary man, then concern not about the man within the lockup in the prison. Then concern about, hey, what's in it for us? I don't be minister 2 years, I don't finish my OCT. Now they no idea that and about developing country. The human aspect of it, no matter. So for people like we don't, Mr. Jamboria, then a sophisticated society. I then a very sophisticated society. And even me then I, like I say, the American system of justice is good. The way of treating prisoners is not good. It get much room for improvement. The Europeans are much better. Okay. So why would not go look all the system there and try to come up with something for ourselves? But again, we don't think so people deserve anything like that. And we still get this mentality. I will sell great people them, grandpapa them in slavery because we not be getting that sensitivity there. Now the same thing with the display. We don't they provide anything for people. The same mentality prevail today. A minister go drive by na Suzanne Bay. You see people not get toilets. You see people, bother them. They can't get a mansion. That sensitivity there, it just there. That insensitivity, they just there among we for generations. Will not get concerned for the less fortunate. So these are the things that we talk about. So if I may just let the control room play that short video about, again, the treatment between the guy with and the torture and the other guy where somebody come up with the punishment. But this make more sense.
This message they go to all Sierra Leoneans, them both home and abroad, especially with the home base them. Anybody catch thief man, need not the for like make mob justice panel. For say they beat him, say they make it die. No, just get no more community service. We this morning we catch one thief man in our area, so get the work for like clean the community for we. So as soon as they see, now the work this will get. I talk to the youth man then, like nobody no beat, like nobody no church him because. Let we not do more justice panel. So the best thing we can provide for and for like clean the community for we. So in the panel, as soon as they see in the area, then this way they clean. Once man come out outside, they let people then suicide they clean. Now don't suicide don't clean first. So we get for clean this community today for we because we in say they do nothing. It happen young man instead they struggle forget what thing they eat. They pull in market. This man can clear all things. But luckily the man come out, boy, man attention not been good. Later on, when the man check now, he not see market then, so it raise I go long. So when counter and the one bitter, I say no, nobody no bitter. Like then get this work here, like clean this community up for we. So now that's it they do so right now. It they clean the community for you. Nobody know the bitter, nobody know the causer, nobody know the do anything. When don't do this work here, it can go. So next time, you know we can then we end the again. Mob justice, you know fine. Like we all know, say we all are human being, and if somebody commit crime, he say they react. Definitely, at the end he will regret them. So I make always way temper they high, no react because if you react, na problem for you. So my brothers and sisters, anybody get this video, like share them. Anybody hold this man in your community, get and work, line work for you throughout that day. The line work for you. If not net you hold and keep on money, the line do work for you. That's not the best option for now. Because when you say no one takes seriousness, look at that big man. Hey, oh man. Hey, thief man. Thief man. Thief man. Can you call you? Thief up now. What you can thief? Now I can't thief, eh? This morning, eh? Now the box you thief, eh? Okay. So when you thief, what you want to go do, sir? You want to go sell her? For do what? For money. Okay, now, like this work way they do, so if they go around them community, they go do them work that they pay you. You know they get money? If they get eh? Well, this now a lesson to you now. Next time, when you see any side dot, you go meet the people and tell them, say, I want clean. Why don't know that they give money? But like do you work now? Next time, you not go do it again. So when they go to them community, they go look for side dot, like clean, then they pay you. Then they begin going thief. If they go thief at tire cattle, then you say one go sell them for get money. Why not they do them work that get money? Why not do them work that get money?
All right. So, gentlemen, for Una, let Una be the judge. We don't watch this second video. It's half and half to me. I like the idea of a community service, but I know to agree with the extent of the punishment that you man for do community service all day. As a human being, you get for eat, you get for drink. So if I make it to do this physical work, somebody for day for the game water, or do something. But that's a good start. It's better than for tie the man in a tree, a rope. But me just to say, all of them here, we get ministers and we command them. We now that make them then a government and then for the implement policy. Then here all they talk about so. Not only the government, too, the opposition. The opposition, and then for the bring them here up what we they talk about. And then for sure say the government do them work, but for the elect we go do then here we VOS to talk about. But we get a opposition way just as quiet and as docile and just as mumuish as the people that would criticize. So because opposition now an alternative government, therefore be up and ready any moment where the other party lost election. But me not see that readiness there. Because we not care for ourselves, we not take into account society. And we not get humanity in way. If anything, I want to begin teaching at school, how to feel sorry for ourselves, how to forget feelings for ourselves, how to learn for help each other. Community service, I like the phrase where this young man used them, because we don't know about community service back home. You know, community service. Now, this country in America, community service is a big deal. Because I figure say anybody can make one or two mistakes in life. So when you do some kind of a thing, even involving drug, if you not get no prior conviction, part of the rehabilitation, I forgo some drug rehab school. The other thing to do community service because you get for pay. Then believe say some extent punishment for be part of your rehabilitation. So now so we get in America. We want to introduce some of them system and they back home. Because we back home now, we now for just punish. Now for make you languish. Now for make you get no opportunity for be anything in life. So now then the people like we the fight against. We get forget feelings for brother and sister there. Not to for just destroy all the remnants of the good institutions there. You know? Like how we get rid of jury trial and make president get power for state, appoint tribunals. What does it for start taking care of things for which and for we trust with people? Unfortunately, we don't do, Mr. Jamboria, if you get something to say, yes, sir, let me turn it over to you. We don't do the 1.5 hour. In fact, we don't pass the 1.5 hour. All we project say we will do. So feel free for
Well,
stepping.
I would like us to have it some other time. I have a lot to say about this.
Good. We can make
The
a
only thing I
continue.
will tell you, Mr. Shyllon, the law and politics cannot make Sierra Leone, and I will prove it. I'll prove it, and I intend to write a book on that. So long keep her for some other time. The law and
Okay.
politics cannot make Sierra Leone.
Okay. I
There
think
are
the
other
law and
ways to make Sierra Leone that Sierra Leoneans don't know.
that's good.
Ignorance is the biggest crisis in Sierra Leone. You cannot end criminality where there is social injustice. And social injustice cannot end in a society where there are no systems in place.
That's
The law
correct.
is not a system. The law is a proclamation. It's mere words on paper that can only be complied with when the human being has a level of integrity and sense of well-being. If they don't, they go against it. They don't see don't want we know it. If we say respect law, if angry one killer, now we take this thing another day, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. I think issues like that are worthy of 1 or 2 days of discussion or programs
How
of
we know they
discussion.
copy foreign systems without understanding why the system they work in foreign countries.
I
The law
agree.
operates in America and in Norway because the society has safety nets. I can forget my iPhone in any public place and get it back in Norway. You know the loss. Because nobody not see the reason for Tifam.
Correct.
In Sierra Leone, it didn't have me and jog because there is social injustice. That man don't they 1 month, 2 months, it's the jogger. I know they say right, but they say the society is not doing what to stop it. I'll deal with this on another time, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jamborea. I always like how you can put perspective on a lot of things. And these are the things, these are the challenges of our time. Because I'm one of those who have been arguing about intellectual laziness in our community, on our society.
Well, it's not
And
intellectual laziness, if I may come in low, no waste time. I want us to have this clear, and I will stand by it anytime, any day. Religion and education has been wrongly given to us. Religion are part of the thing where they encourage impunity in society as they make we understand them. The education we'll get, they allow we for think technological. They allow we for think unilateral. It's this, that's how it has to be. Sierra Leone can be revised in a year if we are ready to. We just need to put the technological tools in place. Land issues, register all land electronically. You have a database where every police station they access. Where somebody go claim land say na him own, we not on him own, then go na the database. Then prove them. We don't want those changes because we don't know. Ignorance is a third crisis in Sierra Leone. And ignorance locally, now they call Munku. And Munku them pack na salon. And we politicians and governors are all Munkus. They're ignorant of the facts for make good governance. So laws and politics now problem. We don't know what for do for make the right things happen. I'm a native man because of hunger and want. I like you beat until you go lock in a prison. Why pull in a prison? If you not get something where they get in daily living from, he they become thief man, and because he don't become hardened, you don't care him. It's not justifying crime, it's about telling you what you are not doing to stop crime. But let's do another programs.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jamboria. And I appreciate, because you always they do quite a lot of sacrificing in the sense that you are about 4 or 5 hours ahead. So at this time, for me, it is about 7 o'clock in the evening. For you, it's about midnight or even longer. So I will greatly appreciate. Yeah, we greatly appreciate your participation.
1 a.m.
Okay, so
This
we
topic
greatly
I'm
appreciate.
really interested in. I make us a lot discuss them at another time. I want to do them in depth.
Okay,
Let
we
people
will.
then get and clear say we can make we society a better place by looking at what social safety nets we go bring into society to make society function. Because where there are no social safety nets, nothing of the function. Not all the law wrong. Now the fact that we not create safety for people. Now we do this another time, sir.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, audience, for listening. And good night, everyone. We will meet again, hopefully, next Sunday. Same time, or no, not same time, much earlier than today when we started. Okay? So good evening, good night, everyone.